Hi, thanks for taking just a few minutes to spend some time together. I want to read for us in Luke chapter 22, verse 47. While Jesus was still speaking, behold, a crowd came, and one called Judas, one of the 12, was preceding them, and he approached Jesus to kiss him. But Jesus said to him, Judas, are you betraying the Son of Man with a kiss? When those who were around him saw what was going to happen, they said, Lord, shall we strike him with the sword? And one of them struck the slave of the high priest and cut off his right ear. But Jesus answered and said, stop, no more of this. And he touched his ear and he healed him. You know, there was a very intense moment, obvious, right? And so what happens is a very zealous disciple pulled out his sword when Jesus was being betrayed. I would like to just spiritualize the moment, if I could. You know, a lot of times we draw our sword when it's not the means by which we can actually do the greatest amount of good. The disciple thought he was bravely defending Jesus, but actually what he was doing is he cut off someone's ear. I think there's something very symbolic in all of that, and that is this, is that when we draw our sharpest weapon, it's not the right thing. I mean, if you want to draw your sword against the devil, that's going to be a good thing. But if we use some of the tools that we have, you know, our sword might be our tongue. Maybe you're someone who uses your tongue for a living, and you can lash someone in such a way that they're never the same again. You know, sometimes it could be money. You know, we withhold money or we use our money in order to get what we want. We draw our sword. It might be affection. We withhold affection or we give affection. Popularity, using it actually as a weapon against the person that we marginalize. But we have to realize something, that this world gives us a lot of opportunities to take advantage over others. But Jesus said, stop doing this stuff. Because when you use your sword in a moment where it gets really intense, if you're at the store and you didn't like the way things unfolded and you draw your sword and you give them a tongue lashing, what actually happens is that the people who are on the receiving of that end of that, they end up getting their ear cut off. They can't hear the good things that we have to say. We really need to evaluate the moment. Is it really worth it? Even though we might walk out of that situation and we feel really justified, oh, I gave them what for? I gave them exactly what they deserved. Did the people who were rejecting Jesus deserve to have their ear cut off? Well, yeah, I think the sword being drawn against God himself, that should be, a releasing of a sword. But Jesus said, no, stop it. Because when you use your attack weapons, then people can't hear the message that they need to hear. I bet this young man, for sure, heard the message that Jesus, who was crucified, he rose from the dead, and he needed to have both of his ears to hear the story. So let's ask ourselves, what's more important, winning the moment, or is it actually, Lord, help me to keep a right attitude so that other people can hear the message of Jesus that might come through my lips? Amen.